Peace and love, family. Islam, Islam. Uh, Giving all praise to the great God Allah, giving honors to Prophet Noble Drew Ali and all righteous prophets that came to lead us the way back to our great God. So Abraham, the scripture says in Romans 4th chapter that Abraham, it was counted unto Abraham righteousness because he believed, right? And it speaks on how it wasn't because of Abraham works, but it's because he believed. Then it goes into about, how works in the law really reveals sin. Works in the law, you can't be saved by works or the law. Well, let's look at that a little bit. That's somewhat true, and it's not all the way true. So, works is how we judge on a carnal level. Like, we don't go by what somebody actually say, but what somebody actually do. Right? That makes total sense, right? But on a divine level, the spirit, divine laws look at what a man think, the thought. See, thought is the cause of it all. As our prophet has taught us, thought is the cause of it all. So manifestation starts with the thought. So when Abraham believed, it's also saying Abraham had the thoughts of God. Right? His heart, his mind, his values were on righteousness. And so when you have that thought life, that is accredited to you for righteousness, regardless of your behavior. Because sometimes our behavior and our thought life don't necessarily match up. There's a struggle with man. He's mixed. He has higher self and lower self. He has carnal and spirit. So we want to be practicing and guarding and feeding things that produce a good thought, a great thought life that lines up with God's will, lines up with our true self as a spirit man. Righteousness, right? You are actually created to be righteous, right? You have a divine spirit within you that seeks the righteousness of God. And so the thought life, again, the divine life, the way you think, what you're watching, what you're participating in, what you're allowing to come in, these things are a credit to you for righteousness, not so much your behavior. Now, on a carnal level, what you do can affect things on an earthly level. So you out there acting crazy, yeah, things come back to you that reap those things. But God's grace and mercy and divine intervention, matching the thought life of folks, can intervene on those things, right? You could have something that by behavior look like, yeah, you should, all that hell you should be catching. But people don't know that you're struggling, and your intent and your will and your thought, you really want to please and do the right thing. But for some reason, peer pressure, for some reason, life circumstances, for some reason, you're struggling with understanding that material things and life treasures don't have more value than spiritual treasures, So sometimes those things come through, and God, mercy and the beneficence of God steps in, and some of those things that earthly that you should have really got karma for was intervened because of your thought. So we want to, again, be cognizant in doing things to purify our thoughts and line our thoughts with righteousness, right? As much as possible. We have our highs and lows, but you want to nourish that and develop that and grow on those things. Think on these things, even the scripture talks about, that are of good report. So in that sense, right, that's how you have the works versus faith. It seems like they contradict, but there's really not a contradiction. Because when you line up your thoughts, your works are going to line up to represent your thoughts, right? But there's a struggle many times to get there. So peace and love, S. Marshall. Hopefully that helped you in some way in your journey, in your walk with being one with the great God, right? Peace and love. I'll see y'all in the